Yeehaw!
Here we are. My.
Are you a shooter?
Well, dude, my ears are covered for the second time today. I'm
Now it's
learned how to lean forward. Had
Yeah.
some Navy SEAL instruction as well.
yeah. How to hold a
My
pistol
boy
correctly.
Taylor. Yeah,
How'd you feel?
I love it.
Fun, right?
Because they don't have knee targets. If they had just a bunch
But
of
they have the little
knees,
tiny targets on the ground,
I hit.
which I don't like because I'm like, what am I shooting, babies?
I was gonna say they're the size of. I was gonna say they're the size of a toddler.
Yeah, it's weird.
I'm like, all right, so I got to kill the toddler with one shot.
A kid with a missile.
And
Where he's in a coma for
Yes,
like 10
yes,
years, and then he
yes.
was kicking everybody's ass a couple days later.
I don't care what anybody says. That shit was factual.
Well, do you remember that movie?
Very well.
He
It's
put
called
in
Above
his
the
own-
Law.
No. You're way out of line. No, Above the Law was the first movie.
Yeah.
Waking
Oh,
up.
look at him.
Look,
Awesome
actually,
beard.
wasn't too fat.
No,
Wasn't too fat.
he looks great there.
But he'd already, started to fill in his hair.
Or rear up on a horse and rescue a group of women in the wilderness.
A group of women in the wilderness. He got tired of life and just the way everything was, the fast pace of modern life. So he would
Really?
feed them. Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Oh, he was you. He
Yeah.
literally is you.
Splitting wood.
Stoic,
Yeah.
by himself, and wrote.
You know me, stoic and real solitary.
Oh, yeah. And, so, real measured with his words.
Of course.
And it's everything you want to be. And he would sit, and every night,
And when was this?
I want to say he had
It's a
to
ways back because that's
move back with his brother. They would come to him. People would fly out to him with goods.
God.
But I mean, he built all this shit by himself.
I'm obsessed with this now.
Yeah,
because
this
I
is-
got this Corona thing caught me with my pants down.
Yeah.
I want. Here's what he's. What do you mean?
You're getting old.
I'd kill for one of those.
That pit bull was perfect.
That was fucking great. That thing
Yeah.
just fucking.
It knew what to do, when to do it.
Arm went numb. You can't use that arm.
Well,
That's a
not
fucking
the
wolf.
pain,
Oh
the excruciating
Oh,
pain of
ugh.
a German Shepherd biting into your arm.
yeah.
Oh,
Not-
have you seen it?
There's a video of it first.
A male lion, and the male lion literally waits until the water buffalo is close in the distance, and then ducks under and grabs a hold of it by the neck and just
Really?
hangs on. Yeah,
Wow.
actually, it might not have been a water buffalo. It was like
It was a cow.
some other rugged animal. It was
Yeah.
a rugged animal.
Yeah.
I forget which animal it was, but the animal makes a rush at the lion, like, "Hey, fuck you," and the lion's like, "No, fuck you." This
They're
ducks
just-
under and
One of the problems when you have a game reserve is that if you have a pride of lions, you are going to pay so much money keeping that reserve.
so close. Literally, I read an article that we're being serious about that.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, but they didn't. They decided for whatever goof, it might be a little cheap. It's expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah, it costs a pretty penny. Yes,
Like I just fucking
fun.
it's so fun to get lost in that character.
because they become that.
Yeah.
They're not. And some people never do that. They're just always acting. Like, oh, here's that guy acting in a movie. I know who he is.
Yeah.
And there he's acting, and then some people just become.
Jeffrey Tambor, it's a weird thing to think, but it does change you. And I'll just wear those.
There's a little bit of that. Also, there's no shoelaces.
Correct.
So I go like this. I cinch them tight.
Yep.
And then I put it in here.
Very easy.
I have the meat for you.
Listen, you've seen me shoot. You've seen me how I lean into my
shoot
targets.
just
Dot, 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 dot,
Hours ago.
Yeah.
Just a couple hours ago. I
dot,
saw
dot, 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 dot.
you seem like you were born for it.
Not only that, I go, get down. That's what you notice how I
didn't
said
hear
that? Oh, you didn't hear that?
part.
Oh,
I had earplugs in though.
Oh, I was on radio. Get down.
Also, you have you say things in a.
Dot, dot.
You seem like you were born for it.
Not only that, I go, get down. That's what you notice how I
didn't
said
hear
that?
that.
Oh, you didn't hear that?
part.
Oh,
I had earplugs in though.
Oh, I was on radio. Get down.
Also, you have you say things in a way that only people around you can hear.
That's true.
You don't. You have the right amount of projection, so the enemy never hears you.
I speak cryptically. Andy Stumpf, I did his podcast, and he wanted to see what kind of a tactical asshole I am, and he had me watch film.
wearing his shirt.
Oh yeah,
Cleared Hot.
Cleared Hot.
He was
great,
on last
great
week.
podcast.
I love him.
The best. And he had me like look at like different movie scenes and break down what was wrong. I was wrong. I was completely wrong about everything.
I had that gun with the muzzle brake.
So loud.
Shot really close to his head and blew his ears out. Now, the idea is they don't want you to pull in hard, but different people have different theories on that. What they do is instead of pull on the trigger, you wrap your finger around the trigger, and the trigger's stiff. Like and then you use your back muscles. So it's basically a pencil point. It's like poking you and making a hole in you. It's not going to kill you. Yeah, that's what it's like.
So easy to kill. Why are human beings so easy to kill?
Well, because we're smart. We have nuclear weapons.
True.
That's how nature balances it out, right?
Yeah.
Turtles are stupid as fuck. That's why if we see a hot girl, we want her to be stupid.
Correct. You said
Yeah.
they twice a week.
Dude, it's such a great thing to have. And it's also really fun. There's something, it's the same thing with archery. It's the same thing with a lot of stuff that you have to focus on. You focus and then you execute. And if you do it properly, there's like sort of the meditative aspect to it, which sounds crazy to say, that shooting guns with earplugs on
It's
it.
very meditative. It's very.
Yeah, there is.
Because it's like anything else. I like getting comfortable and familiar with things that scare me.
Yes.
I like getting comfortable and familiar with violence. Because whether it's hunting, whether it's boxing, whether it's jiu-jitsu, but I like working at those things and putting myself in uncomfortable positions. Because when you go to a shooting range, like it's your first time, like with me, with that kind of tactical thing, it's always going to be a little uncomfortable because you're the new guy. You don't know what the fuck you're doing. You know, it's exactly like with jiu-jitsu, right? When you grab somebody, what do? Like I've grabbed boxers who've never had any wrestling. Great boxers.
They panic.
They turn their back. Or like I was showing my friend how he's a great boxer, but I was showing him how vulnerably
It looks so awkward and goofy. Like when you put yourself in a situation where you suck at something, and then the machine's going, hey, this is fucked and that's fucked and this is. Once the first guy gets his legs cut off and gets awesome new legs put on, then we're gonna have a real problem.
fuck, because people are going to take their legs off.
Yeah, you're gonna
I know
have
who that'll
better
be.
legs.
That'll be Joe Rogan.
Better.
Do you still drive your
Love it.
Yeah.
It's right here.
Yeah.
I drive it all the time.
great car?
It's the fastest thing I've ever driven by far. I have a bunch of sports cars that make a lot of noises,
Yeah.
but they're like that's what the Tesla is. It's soft and subtle and twice as fast.
I
as
love
anything.
that. I love your whatever that is, Land Cruiser.
Oh yeah,
It's the greatest car I've ever
Toyota.
seen.
Yeah, it's
Does
awesome.
it drive really well?
Oh yeah,
No
drives great.
problems.
It's got a supercharged Corvette engine in it.
Oh,
Okay, you don't know. Not a fucking human being has any idea what's going on. in there.
I'd say
You should get one of those, though. You
wanna
should get
plug
one
it
of
in?
those. Get yourself
Really?
a nice Carrera S. Oh my God.
yeah, gave me nothing. 71 Bronco with a 350 Windsor or something like that. Yeah, caused me nothing but problems.
You know why? Because it's a piece of shit.
Yeah.
If you got a really good one, it would be awesome.
I know.
It's perfect for him. It's flashy. It's blue and black. It's amazing.
the best.
Like that. So there's this. You just pull these levers. Click, click. Pull the rear seat out. If you had to.
Expensive.
Costs money.
Yeah,
Things
it costs money. That's
You
the
want to
problem.
hire artisans and craftsmen and
Yeah.
geniuses to design things. Three gas tanks.
That's what I'm guessing.
It might be. It might have 3 gas tanks.
I'm a fan.
Yeah, look at that thing.
I'm a fan. I got my hunting rifles. I got everything.
He's got. Oh my God, he's bouncing over rocks with that thing. He's got rock sliders on that pig. That's a pig of a
Be in the
truck.
back while you're doing that.
I know. Imagine trying to sleep. You
That's
fuck.
good though.
Why are you driving over the mountain? Look at that. They did one with a school bus. They redid a school bus.
You gotta have water. You got a lot of shit. There's a lot of shit. I've been obsessing now.
My friend Sam Sohalt.
You gotta have water. You got a lot of shit. There's a lot of shit. I've been obsessing now.
My friend Sam Sohalt. He's a photographer and he does a lot of outdoor filming and stuff. Instagram page. He probably has a blog about the school bus because I mean it's an extensive build. He did it for years, and he took this school bus, a regular school bus, turned it into this ultimate outdoor travel vehicle that can sleep like 10 people. So he has cots in it, and it's amazing. It's amazing.
Well,
it's a labor of love. Hardwood
you
floors.
You and I spoke about getting some land.
Yes.
We've done this a while back.
And he brings that thing up into the backcountry. It seems so silly.
Yeah.
Especially, you're still in show business. You're still sucking on the tit of
Yes.
the devil.
Yes, here I come.
9,000 people.
9,000 people. 9,500, all our friends.
Yeah,
Imagine
But
we
we're all
start a
funny.
comedy club
We'll
in
bring-
Evergreen.
great idea.
We did just get Wendy involved. Wendy from the Comedy Works. That's what South Park is based on. It's part of it's based on. That's why there's always snow in South Park. It's gorgeous.
They're
up
gonna
there,
get mad
man.
at you if you keep talking about it.
Sorry. There's other places in Colorado, but
Well, there is
Damn,
actually.
look at it, he's
Get some water.
doesn't trust it.
We'd be fine.
We'd
Kill
be
some
fine.
elk.
Yes. What does it say about livability?
That's the
Don't come
website.
here, ass fucks.
It's
Evergreen,
livability.com.
Colorado. What you need to know. Here it goes. Looking to move to Evergreen, Colorado? We've got. I'll check that graph right now. 0. It's all white people. There's one black guy, and they watch him closely. What? Oh yeah. Salt Lake.
Just
Salt Lake.
giant.
Salt Lake, the city, surprisingly diverse. I have a friend who moved there. Median household income, 79 grand. Nice. 389 grand for a house. Nice. They probably ditched that. One thing like, hey, delete that.
Right here.
Oh, what does it say? Okay.
I want to go
Gorgeous.
to Evergreen.
But you will get snowed in, bro.
You will.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Is it high elevation? What's the elevation?
8,000 feet.
That's a little high.
It's high as fuck. And you're going to get snowed in. Not just snowed in, but like several feet of snow.
Little problem for
like
me.
you ain't going nowhere, bitch. They kill the same amount of mountain lions. Yes. Alligator's delicious.
Fish.
Yeah, fish are 100% carnivores, but they're not really, you know, it's a thing.
But what else do we? What else animal wise? We don't need any birds that are carnivores, but birds will eat.
That is interesting, right?
Yeah.
Like we don't eat eagles.
Well, in the
ate an eagle, you'd be a real
in
piece
the
of
Old
shit.
Testament, if you're a kosher Jew or if you're Islamic, if you're a Muslim, you're not to eat things like eagles, osprey. But there was a very good scientific reason for that, because you would get different pathogens.
Parasites.
Like yes.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Anything that eats.
You want things? Yes.
And salmonella and all kinds of other shit.
Right.
You got to be out of your fucking mind to eat raw chicken.
Ducks. You know what a horse will eat a chicken sometimes?
Really?
There's a video of it.
Whoa. I
Have
know
you seen
cows eat birds. I didn't know
Bring
a
up
horse
that
ate a
video
chicken.
of a horse eating a fucking chicken.
Thank you.
And
Thank you for doing this.
And deer will eat.
Oh, I've seen a lot of deer eating birds.
They'll eat birds.
Yeah.
I need that protein.
Yeah, there was a
So
net
weird.
that they used to catch birds.
Yeah. And he went, really? Put his head down and went, and came.
There it is.
No.
So this is not it. This is not it, but I'm sure this is probably a similar result.
Oh, yeah, no. Sorry.
The other one was a cow moose. It was
on.
either a cow moose
But
or
let
it
me
was,
see that one.
I think it was just clearing the path for him, it said.
Well,
Attacks.
they will fuck up dogs. Moose attack sled dog team.
1990s. I can do.
Yeah, that's not it. It's a recent one, but it's real. Anyway, it was real sad. Moose is an 1,800-pound animal.
Not hearing a peep out of a pack of dogs.
Pack of dog. That's like
On my leg with a hemp rope just to keep me honest.
a hemp rope.
Yeah, Brian, what are you doing? Tie my dick down with a coarse hemp rope. Why? Keeps me honest.
Yeah, like those like side holsters that people have sometimes where they have a strap on their thigh.
Yep.
That's a cock ring.
Ah, fuck.
That's one of those things. It's like if you have it, like what's wrong with you? Let me show you how I make them.
Just a cock ring. You got python?
Yeah,
Python cock ring?
So many cock rings.
I never ever watch porn because it doesn't do a thing for me.
Really? Oh, I thought I'd be fine. Like no,
When I was younger, if you had a flu, I'd be like, I don't give a fuck.
because you're terrible.
Yeah.
But that's not my point. My point is, people seem fine and they have a terrible disease.
Yes.
Sure.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't want to be near you. I could catch that disease.
You have some immunity to the one on your genitals.
Well, they have that now.
Yeah.
HPV. They do have a vaccine for that.
Yeah. There's something shaming about watching other people have sex. There's something taboo about that. So let's be honest. All of us watch it. All
Not
of us
you,
jerk
though.
off to it.
But
I
you don't.
did. I did my share of
But you
it.
stopped a week ago.
My father one time looked at my productive usually than the average person in that sense.
Yeah.
She just is. And Asa Akira. Asa is smart as fuck and a regular, like, in every, I kept looking at her going, what's going on here? Maybe I will now.
Maybe that'll break your 3-day fast.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah, I don't know.
It's a weird one because it is like sort of universally taboo, but
But you'd never think, like, I've had long, lucid conversations with this person.
she's prop.
Yes. A fucking riding crop. So be dressed like an equestrian, but I'm not an equestrian.
Like an equestrian. Yes. Yes. And maybe even have instead of a beret, a hard riding hat.
Yes. And action. And scene. I don't believe you. I don't
Was
believe you. I
that
don't
Sex
believe
in
you.
the City?
No, it was on Mad TV. It was
Really?
great, yeah.
A director on Mad
Actually,
TV is taking it seriously?
I had a director on Oz say that. He goes, I can see you acting. He whispered, hey, try something different. I was like,
Try something different.
yeah. And it got all weird in the room. I was like, oh, here goes Joe. Here goes Joe hunkering down.
Well, when someone starts lying to you, just lying to what he was doing,
Yeah.
and he was lying to us.
Yes.
They're going to get your number. They're going to get your email. They're going to get you this. They're going to get you this.
Yep. It never works.
It never works.
Yeah.
But people do it. And then when people are like, yeah, I'm real good friends with Leo. They're like, use
I
the
don't
first
want to
name.
be that guy. That's the other. I don't want to be, all due respect, I don't want to be the good friend to the big celebrity.
Unless you, yeah, great guy. But that is That's different. That's someone who's accomplished in a different realm. It's the
And they go, you should. And so Malik, who's been fighting his whole life, goes, what? And he goes, oh, Jesus. Hey, bro, you know the movie Jaws? Jaws? And the guy goes, huh? And he goes, the movie Jaws. You know that movie? And the guy goes, yeah. And his friend's like, oh. And they were drawing this, and just kind of moved away in a group. It would have been
Man.
so bad for them.
men and egos.
So
God.
bad for them. That's a greatest metaphor. You know the fucking movie Jaws.
Well, that's
Oh, fuck.
yeah.
Well,
He said the ground is the ocean, and I'm a shark. And most people.
here's the thing. He
Do you
teaches me.
spar?
He taught me a lot of Greco stuff, which was cool. I love that
Higgins
shit.
a beast, man.
Oh my God.
In 2003 in Abu Dhabi, I was doing time for him in Sao Paulo. He's just so technical. He could get away with, beating like really good guys.
Yeah.
I didn't know it was 86. I would have guessed it was 90 or 91.
Now fundamentals.
Yes, but the guys who have exceptionally sharp fundamentals still dominate. Like Hodger Gracie. He's Hodger's never been a guy who adopts like the new aspects. Look at that beautiful sweep. But that too.
Look, there are great boxers that use ones and twos the whole fucking fight.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I mean, he said very rarely does ever a sword fight go to a duel, like a ching, ching, ching. That doesn't happen. And that shit is like, it's final.
Well, Musashi realistic practice with swords.
He would do things like get you, like,
Fucking cracks you over the head with it.
it's not a good thing.
Well,
So many duels, people would walk around with swords and
oh my God. Pull up Nazi dueling scars. Now here's where it gets really weird. They all had those kind of scars on their face from dueling. It was a big. Look at that guy below him, right below him.
Yeah.
No, right below him. The big image. Yeah. And then they had those long. I think it was what they call it, a rapier or something like that.
rapier, yeah, a rapier.
Oh, cool.
They said, are you a religious? And he said, no, I'm an atheist. The war took care of that for me.
Remember when he kills Gene Hackman and Gene Hackman can't believe that he's going to die?
That's what they say sociopaths when sociopaths get convicted of life. Oftentimes what happens is they look up and they go, what? Wait, what? Me? And it all comes down because what a sociopath like that, a criminal sociopath usually believes is it's impossible.
And so the idea of
Both
them
of
being
those
punished.
things. Well, Hitler, according to historian, can't remember his name, Buchholz, he expected Germany, all Germans, to burn themselves, to kill themselves and light themselves on fire, essentially.
We're going to sneak in the middle of the night.
that's-
We're gonna live it. That's the same thing with war. It's the same thing with everything. Same thing with fighting.
Yeah.
Same thing with everything.
Yeah.
That 20 million cell phone users are missing from China. So from January to March, China lost 20 million cell phone users. Now, what does that mean, though? Because they've been bullshitting left and right about the whole thing. They go on Twitter. There's some branch of the government that's involved in propaganda that's trying to say this is a United States government creation.
Yeah, of course. The Chinese are
crazy.
incredibly practical. The Chinese, and the all-powerful central authority for
Forever.
so long. Yeah.
Forever.
But I do think what happens is you get a population that deals in practicality. I don't know. But certainly you will get burned. That's not going to find its way a lot of times when you're dealing in commerce with China.
Well, you're dealing with a military dictatorship who thinks about things the same way they think about war.
Correct. They are not our ally. I believe they are our enemy to a large extent.
How
Stupid.
did we ever let that happen?
China and India. And a lot
How
of the
did
raw
they ever
materials.
let that happen? Is it more efficient or is it more cost effective?
They're better at making it.
But why?
Because
Do they have magic?
no, yes, but
Then why can't we do
their
it?
factories are amazing. I don't think they'll ever be in our area code as innovators. I went in Beijing. The first thing they said is you cannot speak about the government or a rock. You cannot hold a gun to a man's head and make him have a great idea. And you will never be a country of great ideas because
They oppress people.
because you oppress people and people can't give you motherfuckers the finger. Xi is the most powerful man in China along with his people, his inner circle. And if you in any way look at the whistleblowers, isn't it interesting that the whistleblowers, the original whistleblowers on the coronavirus are dead and they were doctors in their 30s. China can do that. And somebody who lived there for their whole life. I'm not saying that right now that isn't a sound policy.
Once
down
they
without
start,
a discussion.
once they start with that kind of totalitarian power,
Of course, he used these emergency powers
Yeah,
to
they-
suspend civil liberties.
they started the fire so that they could do that. It was
you
a
go.
false flag.
And I think you should always be. What's the fundamental question to political philosophy? The fundamental question: who governs the governor?
Yes.
Very important.
Yes. They're going to fight for it. Well, you see that with career politicians. You see,
They probably are getting weapons into the hands of people like us.
how did that
18
bit go?
years.
He goes, "Hey, Bill." They say, "Bill."
Yeah.
But what's interesting is if they really did accomplish that, they'd actually cut off the honeypot.
Of course.
They wouldn't have the money coming
That's
in.
right.
And that's the darkest conspiracy ever, that war is prolonged in order to prop up the military-industrial complex.
Do you know who the president of
I have
Mexico
no
is?
idea. I'm not trying to run for president. I barely know the guy from Canada, the Trudeau guy. Yes.
Premier.
Yeah. Listen, man, I don't think anybody should be president.
Really?
In fact, yeah, no, I think it's a terrible idea. I think it should be people that have no ability to profit whatsoever. But if you are just tent and you have boxes and shit and cardboard all over the place,
Yeah.
you're allowed to do that, and people have to leave you alone.
Yeah.
It's not good for anybody to allow these gigantic homeless encampments to appear under bridges. And I don't know what the solution is, but I just think that alone, like if you put that on the governor or the president or the mayor, God damn, that's a problem.
Yeah, it's
that's
a
a problem that's going to take so much
It comes
money.
from opiates. It comes from mental
Not only
illness.
that,
1,000
they're
things.
already.
Kids are way smarter than you think they are, and he instills sort of a very, very interesting approach that I've used, and I fucking love the book. We're not doing anything wrong as adults. We're reasoning with them. We're talking.
And then also having to deal with the things that have been done to you. And they're just on the street for a little bit. They're gonna get their shit together and they're gonna get out of this. They're
Just ought to be put in homes.
Terrific.
By the way, schizophrenics, those people need to be taken care of.
Yeah.
And they need to be, I don't think it's a terrible thing to show up in a padded wagon and take them into
Be careful
a
with
protective.
that, though. Be
Yeah,
careful
I know.
with that.
I know.
Someone might say you're fucking crazy.
I know.
Scoop you up.
I know. That's why it was unconstitutional.
Well, yeah, that's why you move the boundaries, right? You move the boundaries in any direction
Yep.
where it's not total freedom, and then it can slide further from there.
So that's when you say, well, you're mentally ill, so you can't own a gun. Well, people go, well, how do you define mental illness? Do you define that as and I agree. I do like, where I like religious thought in discourse and even in policy, it's limited, but I do like the idea that when you think that you can get human beings out of all problems using human rationality, mathematics, and science, you better be careful with that too, because you can use math and rationality to justify some pretty horrific things, as
Eugenics.
the Soviets and people are religious about. So some people are religious about nutrition. So you got to remember, look at
Sure.
you got to take an inventory of your own brain and how your belief system works as well.
Politics are as close to religion as you can
100%,
get.
100%.
There's also like rewards for adhering to one or the other ideology, especially in an aggressive way, because then you get rewarded for being the watchdog of either right-wing values or left-wing values, progressive values,
I suffer
conservative
from it.
values.
Yeah.
We all do,
Yeah.
man. People have done it. It's a person who's an expert on financial intervention or industry intervention to provide medical equipment to deal with the respiratory virus. How come?
I don't know. I like to be.
You became less authentic.
I like to be more American. Afghanistan. When I was in Afghanistan, I remember none of the soldiers would talk politics. None of them.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. I don't know if the people that shot them were punished by the cartel.
He's right.
He is right. He's got
Fucking
some
diabetes.
I don't know if it's him writing or his monologue writers, but they make some great points like
Yes.
that. His those monologues that he does for real time, he makes some great points.
Yes.
It's funny shit too. But it's we have a problem in that whenever you tell someone that they can't do something, which I don't agree with at all. Don't get me wrong about this whole drug issue. I don't. You're selling meth. You selling this poor guy meth? You know he doesn't need meth, Brian. He needs a hug.
This is what would happen. If you made all drugs legal, they'd get zoned, they'd get taxed. There would be ways to do it. You want to be a pilot? No meth. You want to be a cop? No meth. You want to work in my factory, heavy machinery? No meth. Video games? I mean, again,
Wait
it's
a
like
minute.
the joke is when two people are doing blow, they know about,
Right.
and I knew I could do it and fucking talk to my friend or have sex with some, whatever it is. Maybe.
Like, we've obviously done something terribly wrong if we have people that are interested in heroin. Like, why are people willing to do drugs like crocodile? You know, that shit that people were shooting at their body that was making their... That's the real problem. In fixing it with a patch, left or right oriented patch.
I want to carry this with me.
I figured out how to death whistle. You just blow on it.
I don't know,
you don't
man.
have to cup it with your hands.
You have a secretary, an energy secretary. We have.
Yeah. This is the king.
Yeah.
This is the person, the queen of immigration, the queen of environment.
Yeah.
Not even the environment.
So you changed the title.
Yes.
You changed the
female.
title.
So female wins it.
So you think giving a politician more power is the answer?
Kings and queens.
What the fuck,
entice
dude?
them into the job.
I don't like this idea.
Well, I call it a president. Call it the head of.
The head
How
of?
there's no...
We do.
But
we
no
have czar.
one-
Czar is fucking a king.
But no one big guy. Yeah, but I'm talking
Do you know what
about...
czar means?
It's their... They
You've got the educate. Czar comes from Caesar, right? Isn't that Russian for Caesar, the king?
What do you want them teaching up a bunch of fucking pagans about Zeus and shit? The fuck out of here.
This is destroying the existence of God. When Einstein came along and said time and space are relative, depending on how fast you're moving. What?
Think about how important education is, right? Yeah. Imagine if someone was in charge of education in this country who could convince everybody, who had a real philosophy and a real strategy for educating kids, and talked about it in a way like, this is how we're going to make...
We do have that.
No. One person who's... Geez. It takes on some of the characteristics of a religion. Their sexual programming, like how they are as a person, and we shouldn't judge them by who they are.
But I got to know where you are at all times. We're going to be saying it. The more we learn about the brain and stuff, okay, we all are. Now, to what degree, if you listen to Sam Harris, Sam doesn't even believe in free will. You know, Sam will tell you, wow, we have no control over the mechanics of how we make a decision. I still can't run a society that gives free reign to people that cause destructive harm.
You know the story about, there was a guy who had a tumor in his brain.
Yeah.
And the tumor was literally turning him into a pedophile.
Yes.
He has the tumor removed. As the tumor removed, all these thoughts go away. They come aggressive ideas you're seeing from people like nurses and doctors and healthcare workers that are putting their physical health on the line, taking care of these people.
That's
and some
right.
of them are dying. You're seeing people that are chipping in and food shelters and you know, there's all these different things that are happening that are people putting together that are happening organically. You're going to have that too. But what this really is a wake-up call, is that we've had it really, really, really easy. And because of that, we were finding things to be outraged at. And the people that experienced real strife in their life and real difficulty, they get angry at that stuff. And they get angry at that stuff for a reason. Because self-indulgence is fucking dangerous.
Yes.
Because it's catchy, and because you tell all your friends that y'all have a good point. The government should just fucking pay us. We should just get paid. Why do these billionaires have money? There should be no billionaires.
Or how about good grammar being racist? Because if you correct somebody's grammar, maybe that person didn't have the education, and therefore you're.
He's funny.
I do too.
He's funny.
He cracks me up.
We're professional comedians.
He's hilarious.
He's
to me.
funny. Look, how about and I think this is going to calm some of that shit down.
Yeah.
This has never happened before. All the years since 1776, we never.
Yeah.
There's the level between doing what we did, where it's so much work to get to the point where you can do it efficiently.
Oh, because you're doing bow
ethically.
hunts.
Yes. Lanai, axis deer.
You and I
because
need
they
to
have
go to
shoot them.
You and I need to go to my friend's property in New Zealand and shoot those red
I'm
stags.
sure. But they probably need to shoot those too, because
They
New
do.
Zealand doesn't
They
have
do.
any. They don't have any.
He's got 5
predators.
private beaches. God,
You need to
he's
bring
got
some
money.
wolves. Bring some wolves to New Zealand,
Dude.
What could go wrong?
Great idea.
That's what they do in
We
Colorado.
need to go to his place. He jet skis with fucking orcas. He sends me video. He's on his jet ski on his private beach. And he goes, orcas under him.
The first family that gets eaten inside their tent by wolves, and that can happen and has happened in history, folks. The first family that ever happens to, we're all going to have a big wake-up call as to what a wolf is. It's not that I don't love wolves. I do love wolves. And I went to that wolf connection, that rescue out in the it's near Palmdale.
Really?
He decided the guy was a cunt 3 years ago.
That male wolves will challenge you. And you know, certain animals like camels Camels, if they like you, you're good. If they don't like you, they'll piss on you, they'll spit on you,
Whoa.
and they will grab you and bite you and throw you.
They pick you up by your neck
That's
with
right,
their
sir.
teeth. I've
Yeah.
seen that.
He'll chuck you. He'll chuck you like you throw a house cat.
Bourdain ate camel. It wasn't even just the
Yikes.
neck. That thing grabbed his whole
Bleeding there?
paralyzed.
Yeah.
mean,
Now he's moving, thank God.
Look at that. God damn, it just grabbed his whole
Ow.
head. It picked him up by his head.
Yeah, no.
Dude, that could easily break your neck.
Fuck yeah, it could.
Especially if
You kidding
it didn't let go. What if you become the master of your own destiny? Nobody. Imagine if you had a boss at the podcast and they sat you and Brendan down and we're talking about your job performance.
I don't know.
And then Kevin stayed on.
Yeah.
And K-Rock, like Jimmy Kimmel made a teen.
Damn.
Yeah.
I'm very, very worried about just what's going to happen to all these small businesses. I don't know how
It's
much
terrible.
longer we can
It's
sustain
terrible.
this.
It's terrible. That's
Hydrochloroquine with azithromycin. Does that actually help with? Sorry, guys, I'm a doctor. That didn't work for malaria anymore. And so there's that, and you combine that with azithromycin, like a Z-Pack, I guess. And so those two things apparently mitigate the effects of the virus, from what I heard. But then I heard no, so I don't know.
yeah.
I haven't been as good as I should be. I eat food that's prepared by people.
Yeah, you never know.
So
Yes.
days.
The people that are examining the cruise ship or the people that are stuck on it, even people that were asymptomatic, they
well,
still
I'm fucked.
found traces of this shit 17 days later in their cabins.
Well, he just sends me pictures of bears eating like fish and deer. He just sends me pictures. Where is that? Bring him. Let me see his Instagram for a sec.
We got a lot. We're just going, go down, scroll.
Never mind. Forget it. It's just he's just got so many funny fucking.
What is it? Just Will Sasso?
Yeah.
What is, buddy? It was
Love
fun
you too,
hanging out
pal.
with you all day today.
Great.
We had a